Okay, so the past month has been crazy. I tried dropshipping as a challenge for a YouTube video, not really expecting much. I was even in a hurry making the video, but it somehow managed to blow up. And I've been making some serious money with the store lately. And I already know that after watching this video, some of you are gonna just steal the product, copy my store and my ads and just make a bunch of money. But you know what? It's fine, just steal it.
Okay.
This case study will prove to you that complete beginners can make it work. It's only about timing the market and having the right approach to it. But there was also a huge problem that happened which could have just made me go out of business completely. And not only that, I would have lost a ton of cash. On top of that, I'll even reveal to you how much profit I made. I constantly see people on YouTube post their results, their revenue, but they never show you the profits. Let me get into it. The challenge is still ongoing, but I will at least reveal to you the entire strategy so you can just copy it. So as you know, this is something I did for a YouTube video. So the first day on the store we made $50. I would just have to filter it. But the second day we made $149, third day $119, $299, $299, $300, all the way up to $568. Now the reason I've been able to grow this store so smoothly is because summer is approaching. So it's obviously a seasonal product and I'll even reveal it to you in a second. So for this challenge, the first thing I needed was a product, and for this I was using my Nia. So the first thing I did was to come up to the ad section here. It's just my simple strategy that I always use is either this or scrolling the Facebook newsfeed. But I came over here. I think I hit seasonal cash machine if I'm not mistaken, or I might have hit the best of the month. Both of those filters are good. I simply just hit the is dropshipping filter and then I put the likes up to like 500. Then what I did is I started scrolling for some time, and I think it only took me like 5 minutes to encounter this product. So I'm gonna go up to my list. Here you can see it. I actually titled it super video. So let me show you the product. So it's this fan right here, but the store was not good at all. This challenge was about turning a failed store profitable. So this was the competitor store, which I went ahead and translated. I actually kind of copied them a lot, but I just try to make it a little bit better. And since then, they've also improved their store. So maybe they know that I'm onto them. Now they were selling it in South America, I think. So I went ahead and launched it to the UK as there was just not really any competition there. The next thing I did was to go onto TikTok to search up my product. And as you can see, here is someone selling it. And I also found this ad, which was super viral. Here you can see the function of the product. You put ice cubes in it, and then you can also put perfume in it so your room smells nice. And my goal was to sell it to gamers who's sitting inside in the warm weather. People like you. They have 978,000 likes, tons of comments, and the reason this product is wow factor is because it gives you a cold breeze with the ice cubes. And as you can see, it was a good move on me. We managed to peak at almost £1,000 a day, which is more than $1,000. But let me show you how the store looked. This is the store. It's not really anything crazy, but because there was no competition in the UK at the time, I didn't feel like I had to make it that good when I was starting. Plus, it was a short challenge originally. But as you can see, I put the 50% off in the title, which I think is good because I was running at a 6% conversion rate. Then I made a very short and sweet description, honestly. It's a little bit optimized for mobile, I would say. Beat the heat, moisturize the air. This is key. You always want to have catchy headlines. People that come to your website, they don't really read it all, right? They just scan it. So I try to make it as easy for the customer as possible to simply just scan the website. I put in the Luke's reviews here too to get some trust, some proof that the product is fully legit. And I actually went with this store for quite a long time, and it's safe to say it was a success. Now for this specific product, I decided to go with a one product store as I felt like it just made sense, and I also saw that all my competitors were going with the same exact layout. I wasn't really original. I just kind of stole the concept and made it my own. But the thing I did different was the audience that I was targeting and the country I was selling to, allowing me zero competition and pretty good profit margins, which I will reveal in a second. The next thing I needed was to come up with some good video ads, and for that I was mainly using viral e-com ads, instructing them a little bit on how I wanted my video ads to look, and it was a huge success. I saw ad sets having more than a 2% click-through rate, which is just amazing on TikTok. But let me show you how a few of them looked. So this video ad right here is actually one of the ones that managed to make me the most money. It's very simple, it's straight to the point. It also shows a cool light behind, which kind of adds a vibe to it, and you can instantly understand what the product is all about. Now the thing I told viral e-com ads was to show the product in action instantly, and also people using it, kind of like how it works type of video. so that the customer can get an idea of them using it for themselves. Now, when I first started running the product, there wasn't that much content for it, but I think Viral Ecom Ads did an amazing job, and I'm personally using them for all of my stores. So unless you live under a rock, you've heard of them. Here is their website, and I want to show you the one that I was using personally, and that is the TikTok split testing package. In my opinion, all you're gonna need when testing is just a $50 bundle. It's gonna give you 3 high quality video ads, but once you start scaling, you can go ahead and upgrade it, because TikTok is all about testing different type of videos. That's the main thing that matters, and for me, this was a huge success. Now, obviously, when you're dropshipping on a high level or you plan on taking a business serious, the best thing you can do is to get this package, which is the one I have, so I can get the ads super fast, I can get good revisions on it if I need to, and I also get discounts, because let's be honest, it will get expensive over time. So my recommendation for you when it comes to creating content for your store is to use Viral Ecom Ads, as they provide you the best content out there, and I use them for all of my stores, and as you can see, they're pretty successful. So I'm gonna go ahead and link it in the description so you can use it for yourself. Now, the ad setup I used for this was the advanced campaign on TikTok. It's a very easy setup. I went for website conversions. I put on CBO. I put it to $100 a day. Then I just selected my pixel. I obviously optimized for complete payment to get the sales. For the placements, I did TikTok only. And for the country, I went with United Kingdom. Not all of you can target this though. You want to have a European ads manager, which you can buy for $10 on Fiverr. I went with all ages, even though the small age could actually work for this as well. And for the campaign start, I didn't do a specific time. I actually run it all just fully broad, which is the best testing strategy on TikTok. And here you can see my folder with the 3 different video ads. So I simply just went ahead and uploaded one at a time, and the campaign ended up with 5 ad sets, $100 a day, and it was making me sales already the first day. So the only logical thing to do was to keep running it. Testing products on TikTok is simple. You just gotta have a good landing page, you wanna have good video ads, and you wanna have a marketing approach and an untapped market. If you do that with a new product that's not too saturated, you will actually have a very high chance at succeeding. Simply just follow this setup, test a couple of products, and I'm sure you will see success. And I gotta admit something. I don't always just take a store from 0 to 25,000. Sometimes I lose a product, sometimes I have to test. So don't look at this as 100% realistic. You might have to test a bit more than I did. I got a bit lucky here, and I also have tons of experience with the business model. And if you want to learn this from me personally, I have openings for my dropshipping mentorship right now, which has been just an absolute success. So if you want to be a part of that, you can send me a message on Instagram right here. So everything was going fine up until this day right here. Something bad happened, okay? My store was growing, money was flowing in, but the unthinkable happened. I've actually never experienced anything like this before. It was that bad. One day, 2 weeks ago, I was on a dinner in Dubai. I booked the perfect table next to the Burj Al Arab. I was eating at the restaurant. Life was just good. But when I arrived to the restaurant, I got the worst message ever. My payment provider was going to shut me down. And you might think that's not a big deal. You can just make a new one. And that's somewhat true, but guess what? So here is the email I got. It's pretty bad, okay? They informed me that they would take the remaining balance, which was $20,000 in my account, and refund the customers. So for some weird reason, that made no sense at all. Now imagine this happening to you. The customers are happy. They've gotten their product. They're already using it. You spend tons of money on ads, and they're still going to refund all your customers. Now, this was obviously an accident, and after a few phone calls back and forth, a few emails, I actually managed to recover the account, and they later on admitted that it was a mistake on their end. But for that reason, I just paused everything, and I kept on doing that like 2-3 times later too, because I got nervous, okay? This email is never cool to get, and I was using the same account for other stores of mine that are making way more money as well. Now, after this though, things scaled pretty good. You can see we're hitting some 900 days, we were hitting 1.1k, all the way up to 1700 in just one day, which is more than $2,000. So when I started getting success, the only logical thing to do was just to increase the budget. My ads were spending perfectly. I found a winning video ad. I had a good audience. So the only thing I really did to make this was actually just testing more video ads and increasing the budget on my ads. I started at $100 a day. I saw that it worked. I simply just edited it to 200, all the way up to 400, and just like that, money started to come in. The second thing I did was day parting. This little feature right here is how you're going to be so successful with TikTok, okay? You can run your product at certain times of the day. So let's say your customers are asleep or they don't really buy at that time, looking at your data. You don't have to run at that time. So you give your budget only to the best hours. Now, one thing I did was I run it in the most specific hours. Let's say from 2:30 to 5 p.m. And I put all my budget into those hours, allowing me to serve like the good hours and not make money on the bad ones. And for this reason, I managed to have a good margin and scale my product fast. And with this store, I also had a lot of visits to viral e-commerce, just trying to find the best creative possible. Now for the store in total, it did 18,000 pounds. It's more than $20,000. And we had a 32% net margin. This product is pretty low ticket, so it's actually very good. It's only because I was running in European markets, which is the only strategy I use. That's how I'm able to get crazy results. That's how pretty much all my students get rich as well. It's just a secret you want to use now. The profits turned out to be almost 6,000 pounds. Once again, the dollars is worth a little bit more, but we did have a pretty high marketing cost though. So what's next for the store? Honestly, I would really like to try to put it on Facebook. You just have much more control there and try advertising it there for some time. But at the same time, I have other stores doing more than 10K a day, right? So this was honestly just made us a challenge, but I'm going to continue to run it a bit more to give you guys more content. But for a challenge, this is just crazy. And there's probably a little bit luck involved too. So I'll keep running this store and probably integrate some email marketing too, because I did have a decent amount of abounding carts. But that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. Just copy this system and test a couple of products, and I think you're going to be very successful. So if you liked it, remember to click a like on it and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.